Hello students, very good morning. Today we will discuss ICSE class 6 chapter 2.1 operations on whole numbers. I believe in conceptual learning, so we will discuss the concept deeply, which will help us to solve the problems easily. Once we got the concept, we can solve any type of problem. Okay, so first we will discuss closure property of addition. We know for any two whole numbers a and b, their addition will also be a whole number. Whole number means from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to infinity. We are presenting it as small n. Okay, these are all whole numbers. So if we take any two whole numbers, let it be 2 and 3. Okay, any two whole numbers, then their addition will also be a whole number. Let us take another two numbers 4 and 5. So addition is 9, and we know 9 is also a whole number. Okay, so any two whole numbers, we wrote here a and b means you can take any value for a and any value for b, and when you add those numbers, you will get a result which will also be a whole number. Okay, let us take another number 10. We know it is a whole number, and another number 12. So if we add these two numbers, we will get the result 22, which is also a whole number. Okay, so this property of whole numbers is called closure property. Means when we are adding two whole numbers, the result is also a whole number. Okay, this property is called closure property of addition, or we can say whole numbers are closed under addition. Okay, remember this concept. This concept you will use up to 10th class. Okay, then after in interviews and in competitive exams, everywhere it is required. So remember this one. Whole numbers are closed under addition. Means when we add two whole numbers, we will get another whole number as a result. Okay, now I believe you got clear idea about closure property. Then we will see another property, commutative property. So when we are adding two whole numbers, the order of their addition does not matter. Suppose we are adding 3 and 5. So the result is 8. And now we are adding from left to right. We are adding 3 to 5. Suppose we will add from right to left. Means we will add 5 with 3. Then also we will get 8. Okay. That's why we wrote here a plus b is equal b plus a. If we change the order, it will not be effect in the result. Okay, so whatever the order may be, we will get the same result when we are adding two whole numbers. Let us take another example, 7 and 3. So the addition result is 10. Now we will add 3 to 7. So again we will get 10. Okay. Now let us see which type of question we will get in our textbooks or in our exam. 5, 6, 7 plus 23. Okay, assume it as A and assume it as B. we know a plus b equal b plus a. Okay, so here 23 is already given, so we will write here 567. Okay, a plus b equal b plus a. Clear? Then 2459 plus 565. Again assume 2459 as a and 565 as b. So here it will be b plus a, and see here 2459 is written, means a already given, so we will write here b, that is 565. Okay, in our previous slide, okay, in this slide we already did this one, that 3 plus 5 equal 5 plus 3, or as a formula we wrote a plus b equal b plus a. This is commutative property. Okay, so here same thing given, two numbers given, assume one as a and another one as b, and here you watch which number is given. If a is given, then we will write b. If b is given, then we will write a. Here b is given, so we will write a, and a is 552. Okay, and these a and b you don't write in exam. Okay, I am just writing only to explain you that how to get the answer. Okay, so now we will do without writing ab. Just we will assume in our mind. Okay, we will not write here. 519 plus 541. Let us assume it is a and this one is b. So here b is given, so we will write a. Okay, now we assumed in our mind. Okay, we are not writing here, and in the exam also we will not write a and b like this. Okay, this is only for your understanding. Okay, to explain you in a easy manner, I wrote here a and b. Clear? Then this one we will do 28596 plus 3, and here 3 is given, so we will write 28596. Okay, and this is commutative property of addition. Then we will see associative property. Associative property means, suppose we are adding three numbers, means more than two numbers. Okay, suppose 2, 3 and 5. These three numbers we will add. So first we will group these two numbers. Okay, so we will add 2 plus 3, the result is 5. Then we will add the answer of this addition to the third number. Okay, 5 plus 5, that is 10. Clear? So it is written here a plus b plus c. So let it be a, this one b, and this one c. Now we will check this one. Okay, means we will group b and c. Then this result we will add to a. Okay, so 3 plus 5, 8, 2 plus 8, it is 10. So same answer we got in both the cases. Okay, means if we group a and b and add to c, or we group b and c and add to a, the result will be same in both the cases. Okay, let us take another example. Let it be 7, 3 and 4. So first we group these two, then its result we will add to third number, and in second case we will group third, second and third number. Okay, so in first case we grouped first and second number, and the result we will add to third number. But in this case we grouped second and third number, and the result we will add to first number. Okay, so any two numbers you can group, and the result you can add to other number, but in all cases the result will be same. This is called associativity property, and whole number always associativity property. So 7 plus 3, 10 plus 4, the result is 14, and here in this case 7 plus 3 plus 4 7 and the result is 14. So methods are different but result are same. Okay, so let us take some problems from our textbook. For this we will move to next slide. 3854 plus 54 plus 389. Again, for your understanding, I am writing here ABC. Okay, so assume the first number as A, second number as B and third number as C. Now here A is written and C is written. Okay, from here you watch C, the value of C is 389, value of A is 3854 and value of B is 54. So here only B is missing, so we will write here the value of B, that is 54. Okay, and ABC for your understanding only. So from this number onwards we will not write ABC, directly we will solve the answer. Okay, so 539, here 539 is not present, so we will write 539. 501 already is there and 438. Okay, and what does it mean? It means if we add 539 to 438 and the result we will add to 501, whatever the result may be, it will be equal to 438 plus 501 and that result we will add to 539. So left hand side and right hand side, both sides result will be equal if we calculate. Okay, that is the meaning. And these problems are based on associative property, but in your textbook or in exam it may not be given that which property this question belongs to which property. So you have to decide, you have to remember the properties and you have to decide which property this question belongs to which property. Okay, then this one same thing. So A is already given, in right hand side also B and C not given, so we will write here B and C, very easy. Okay, here also ABC all three given. I think this question is wrong, something should be blank, so we will make it a blank. Okay, so if this one is blank you can write 1150. Then next 528 plus 147 plus 0 equal 528 is already given, so we will write here 147. Okay, so associative property means any three number you can add by grouping in any order, but the result will be equal. So in first case we grouped first and second number and the result we added to third number, but in other case we grouped second and third number and the result we added to first number. But why grouping is necessary? We can add directly three numbers because we are in class 6. Okay, but still grouping is necessary to make our addition more easy. Okay, how? We will look here. Here three numbers are given. Okay, and our question is most convenient manner. Okay, directly we can add these three numbers like this: 646 plus 23 plus 854. Okay, we can add like this, but we will not do. It is asked most convenient manner. So what is the most convenient manner? See here, 6 plus 4 we know 10. Okay, so first we will group 646 and 854. We will group these two numbers and the result we will add to 23. Why? See, 646 and 854. So 6 plus 4, 10. Then 1 plus 5, 6 plus 4, 10. 1, 8 plus 1, 9 plus 6, 15. So 1500. Okay, 1500 plus 23. So the answer is 1523. See how easy it is. Okay, then we will come to this one. Here see, this one 2 and this one 8. So 8 plus 2, 10. Always we will search for these ones place numbers where its addition becomes 10. Okay, like this we will search. See here, ones place number is 8 and ones place number is 2, so 8 plus 2 10. In this case also we did the same thing. Here ones place number 6 and here ones place number 4, so 6 plus 4 10. Okay, like this we will find out, because here see 3 plus 4 means 7, here 6 plus 3 9, not becoming 10. Okay, so we will find a pair of ones place numbers whose addition is 10. So in this case, this 2 plus 8 is 10 and this 2 plus 8 is also 10. Okay, so any two we can group, no problem. But in second case we will see this 6 and this 3, 6 3 is 9. Okay, so again it will be 2, it will be 10. So we will group these two numbers. Okay, 2062 plus 1038. We will group these two and add with these two numbers. Okay, so 2062 plus 1038. So 8 to 10, then 3 plus 1 4 plus 6 10. Okay, 3100. And these two addition is also easy. 20 plus 12 32, so 332. Okay, so our answer is 3432. So like this we have to find a convenient manner, and for this indirectly we are using the associative property. Okay, so now you understood why associative property is required. But in some cases, some case we will learn in our advanced classes later chapters, that in some cases associative property they are not satisfying, they are not following associative property. Okay, they don't obey associative property, so in that case we can't do. But for the timing, you remember whole number follows the associative property of addition. That's why in addition we can use associative property. Means we can group the numbers as per our convenience. Here first we added first number with third number, then we added to second number. Okay, but sorry, this one we will write ABC. Okay, so first we grouped A and C, so A plus C, then B. Like this we did. Okay, and in this case let it be ABCD. So what we did, B plus C, we grouped these two numbers, and A plus D, we grouped these two numbers and we added their result. Okay, so like this you can group. There are so many other questions in your book, you do it yourself. Then we will see additive identity. So what is additive identity? For any whole number A, when we are adding 0 to it, always it remains same. Let us take an example. 5, we know it is a whole number. Yes, add 0 to it, we will get the answer, that is 5. Okay, so this implies that when we are adding 0 to any whole number, that whole number does not change its face value. Okay, face value, place value we already discussed in our previous chapter. So let us take another example. 7 plus 0, it is 7. Okay, let us take another example. 8 plus 0, so it is 8. Okay, like this any number of examples we can take, and in all the cases we will get the same result. Let us take a 3 or 4 digit number. 4 5 2 1 7. Okay, plus 0 equal 4 5 2 1 7. Okay, so whatever may be the number, if it is a whole number and we are adding 0 to it, so the number will not change its face value. Okay, it will be as usual. It will remain as usual. It is not changing its original value. That's why 0 is called identity element of addition, or we can call it as additive identity. Okay, additive identity means it is 0 for any whole number. Okay, forget about any other thing, we will discuss later. For any whole number, if someone asking what is the additive identity, then we will say it is 0. Okay, then we will discuss some question based on additive identity. 3854 plus 0, what will be the answer? The answer will be same, 3854. 225 plus dash equal to 25. If value on left hand side and right hand side both are same, means this is guaranteedly the additive identity, that is 0. Okay, in this case also same, it is 0, and in this case this one additive identity. Okay, so if result is 135, means this number is also 135. Whenever we are adding 0 to any number, that number will be remain as usual. So here 135 plus 0 equal 135. Okay, that's why result is our answer. And here this, in this case also 16852. Okay, next we will discuss about even numbers and odd numbers. Okay, we know that any number which is divisible by 2 are even numbers. For example, 2, 4, 6, 8, okay, 1, 2, 5, 8, 0. These all are even numbers. And odd number means which is not divisible by 2. Okay, so it will be 3, 5, 7, 9 like this, or 1, 2, 5, 8, 1, 2, 3, 7, 6, 7. Okay, so here when we are considering a large number, how to know that it is an even number or odd number? You just see the ones place number. If in ones place even number is there, means the number is even number. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, it is even number. But if in ones place odd number is there, means it is an odd number. Okay, and now we will see some properties of even and odd numbers. We know these properties, but technically we don't know. Okay, so what is the difference? Let us take an even number. Okay, let us take 4 and another even number 6. So what will be its result? Its result is 10, and see, peculiarly it is also an even number. Okay, so whenever we are adding two even numbers, the result will be even number. Now let us add two odd numbers. Okay, so let it be 3 and 7. What is the result? Again it is 10. Okay, so whenever we are adding two even numbers or two odd numbers, always we are getting even number. Okay, remember this thing. Whenever we are adding two even numbers or two odd numbers, the result is always an even number. But if any one number is odd, then the result will be odd number. Means if we are adding even number 4 to odd number 3, the result is 7, and it is odd number. Okay, if we are adding, suppose, an odd number 7 to even number 6, then the result is 13. Okay, so in this case the second number is odd, so our result is odd number, and in this case the first number is odd, so our result is odd number. So when you are adding two numbers, if either first number or second number, okay, sorry, if either first number or first number or second number is odd, then your result will be odd. Okay, if both the numbers are same, either even or odd, whatever may be, if both the numbers are even numbers, then result will be even. If both the numbers are odd numbers, then also the result will be even. Only when one number is even and one number is odd, we will get the result odd number. Okay, very simple. Just remember, if both the numbers are either even or odd, both the numbers, then the result will be even number. If one number is even and one number is odd, and you are adding those two numbers, then the result will be odd number. Okay, so let us consider another peculiar case. Suppose we are adding one even number plus one odd number, then we know we will get the result as an odd number. But suppose we are adding another even number, so what will be the result? Okay, here you see associative property. Okay, we will group these two and the result is odd. Odd again we will add to even, so the result will be again odd number. Okay, clear? So here we are taking example of 2, but if we face any question where 3, 4, 5 or 6 are there, then also you can count like this. Okay, okay, let us take another example. Even number plus even number plus odd number plus odd number. What will be the result? So two even numbers, result is even. Two odd numbers, result is even. So our result will be even number. Okay. So see, in this total addition, we are having two even numbers and two odd numbers. And we know when we are adding two even numbers, we are getting even number. And when we are adding two odd numbers, we are getting even number. Okay, so very clear, the answer will be even number. If we are adding one even number, one odd number and one even number, so in this case here two even numbers are there and one odd number is there, so our result will be odd number. Okay, suppose we are adding odd number plus even number plus odd number. In this case also two odd numbers but one even number. Okay, so our result will be odd number. Okay, so whenever you have one even number or one odd number, you will get odd number in result. But if you have even or odd number in pairs, means two even numbers, two odd numbers, then you will get always even number. Okay, let us take another example. Suppose we are adding odd number plus odd number plus odd number plus odd number. So what will be the result? Here see, here two odd numbers and two odd numbers. Okay, so odd numbers are in pair, so we will get the result as even number. Okay, let us take another example. Suppose we are adding odd number plus odd number plus odd number. Okay, so what will be the result? Here three odd numbers are there, means one odd number is in pair and another in single, so we will get result as odd number. Okay, so when we are adding two even numbers or two odd numbers, means when we are adding in pairs, we will get even number. If in the addition may be even or may be odd, either number is in singular form, means only one number is present. Okay, then we will get our result a odd number. So let us solve a tricky question. If there are 26 boys and 27 girls in a group, would you have to arrange for an odd or even number of chairs for the group? Okay, if in a group 26 boys are there, so 26 boys means it is even, and 27 girls, so it is odd. Okay, so their addition will be odd. Would you have to arrange for odd or even number of chairs? Okay, we have to arrange odd number of chairs. So we understood the result, but how to write it, the procedure. Okay, always students are asking for procedure. There are 26 boys, means even number of boys. Okay, then there are 27 girls, means odd number of girls. Okay, we know addition of even and odd results odd number. Okay, so we have to arrange odd number of chairs. For the group. Okay. So you remember, whenever you are writing solution for mathematics in exam, procedure is very much important. If you are not writing in proper procedure, then you will not get proper marks. Always students are complaining, sir, I wrote everything, but the teacher did not give the mark. It is not correct. Okay, you have not written proper procedure, that's why teacher did not give full mark. So you have to write proper procedure. Okay, now we will move to our next slide. Find the missing digits in this addition sums and then reverse the order and add the numbers again. See if you get the same result. So first we have to find the digits for these blanks. Then we will add these two in reverse order. Okay. So what will be this in this first blank? So we have to find out which number will be added to 7 so that we will get the result 3. Okay, it is impossible because 7 is larger than 3. So if we will add something to 7, it will be definitely greater than 3. It will not be 3. So what we will do? We will find a number which ones place is 3. So we will add 6 to it. The result will be 13. So ones place is 3. If we will try any other number, 7 plus 1, it will be 8. 7 plus 2, it will be 9. 7 plus 3, it will be 10. 7 plus 4, it will be 11. 7 plus 5, it will be 12. 7 plus 6, it will be 13. Only in this case, we are getting 3 in ones place. Okay, 7 plus 7, 14, 7 plus 8, 15, 7 plus 9, 16. So only one result we are getting. That's why we will put here 6. Okay, now 7 plus 6, 13. So 4 plus 1, 5. And here the result is 6. So another 1 we will put here. Okay, so 7 plus 6, 13. 3. Then 1. 1 plus 1, 2 plus 4, 6. Then 9 plus 2, 11. Okay, the result is correct. Now what we have to do? We have to reverse the order and add the numbers again. Means 3, 2, 4, 6 and 2, 9, 1, 7. Okay, we are reversing the order. Here let it be A, let it be B. So we did a plus b. Now here in this case we will do b plus a. Okay, and we know in both the cases we will get the same result, but we will check here that we are getting or not. Okay, so 7 plus 6 13, 3 1 plus 1 2 plus 4 6, then 9 plus 2 11, 3 plus 1 4 plus 2 6. So 6 1 6 3, and in this case also 6 1 6 3. Okay, both the cases we are getting same result. Now we will solve another same type of question. 286, then underscore, and here underscore 532. Okay, so what will be in these blanks? So here we need 6. 6 means 2 plus 4. So very easy, it is 4. And here 6 plus 3 9. Okay, 8 plus 5 13. So 3 carry forward 1. So 1 plus 2 3. And here 1 is there. And here another one 11 means it will be 8. Okay, see 4 plus 2 6. 6 plus 3 9. 8 plus 5 13. We put here 3 and carry forward 1. So 1 plus 2 3 plus 8 11. 1 1 3 9 6. Now we will reverse these numbers. So 8 5 3 2 plus 2 8 6 4. So 4 plus 2 6, 3 plus 6 9, 8 plus 5 13. So 1 1 3 9 6. Okay. So now we conclude our chapter 2.1 operations on whole number, and this complete note PDF you will get on the description. A link is there, you can download from there the complete PDF what I explained here, all these 14 slides. Okay, with this note. So we will do a quick review. First we discussed closure property. A plus b, the addition of two whole numbers result in always a whole number. Okay, so a plus b is a whole number if a and b are whole numbers. Then next we discussed commutative property, means a plus b equal to b plus a. The order of addition of a whole number does not matter. Then we discussed associative property, means the grouping does not matter when the numbers are more than 2. Okay, so a plus b plus c is same as a plus b plus c, means in first case we grouped a and b, the first and second number, and in second case we grouped second and third number, and we do it so many problems related to this. Then we discussed additive identity. Additive identity is always 0 for any whole number. Then we did some problem based on this additive identity. Then we discussed even number and odd numbers. So this rule, this property you have to remember, that when we are adding two even numbers, the result will be even. When we are adding two odd numbers also, the result will be even. But when we are adding one even number and one odd number, the result will be odd. And if we are adding one odd number and one even number, then also the result will be odd. Means if either number is odd number, then the result will be odd. Okay. And if both the numbers are odd or both the numbers are even, then the result will be even number. Very simple. Now we conclude our class here. Thank you.